So today on the podcast, we are going to be talking about Ferndale's Arts and Cultural Commission, which is promoting public art and cultural activities. And the members of that commission are working with area organizations to empower and support the arts within this community, within the wonderful city of Ferndale. As of 2014, it became an official government commission in the city of Ferndale, and it has been working to schedule and manage multiple performances, which we talk about, musical performances, and displays showcasing art. We're going to be talking about that as well with a new mural project that they have. But under their entire umbrella includes music, design, literature, fine art, and performance. It is all about supporting the arts, artists of every medium, style, genre, etc. And we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about what's brand new for the Arts and Cultural Commission, and that's the Ferndale Collective, which is kind of an evolution of their previous art census. So we'll be talking all about that in this episode. We are starting a podcast right now. Welcome to A Little Too Quiet. It's the Ferndale Library podcast, and it's brought to you by the Friends of the Ferndale Library. My name is Jeff Milo, and I'm joined by Mercedes Tardella. Hi.
Hi. So
How
happy
are you?
to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that's right. You're from the Ferndale Arts and Cultural Commission.
I am.
I'm gesturing behind me because folks can't see it. It's an audio medium, but City Hall is right over there, and that's where you guys have your meetings.
Yes. It started with the Vision Committee, actually, and it snowballed into two more committees. So when I moved here, I reached out just so, I want to get involved. Just, hey, how can I help? How can I lend my time?
Yeah.
So I joined the Vision Committee first, kind of social events committee.
What a great name for a committee.
Right? Mm-hmm. I love it.
We're going to come up with something. Mm-hmm. We have a vision.
Yep. And there's a lot of them.
That's right. So that was under City Hall's umbrella, the Vision Committee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. With DDA.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The Downtown Development Authority, of course.
Yes, correct. So I'm working on that still, but then one of the members of the Vision Committee and the FACC at the time asked me to join FACC.
Okay.
So I'm part of that, and then also part of DEI, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, just kind of starting out. So a lot of things.
You are so involved with Ferndale.
It's nice. It's nice. Everyone's so welcoming and great, and it's just nice getting out on the weekends or when I can after work and helping out. And there's a lot of fun things coming in the summer. So
we love this city, and as a library, I don't know how many libraries are like this, but not every library is really in the mix of their downtown strip, and we basically are right here in out in Ferndale. So it feels like we are right in the mix of things.
Yeah,
so
central.
So when you're talking about all that energy that you feel around Ferndale, you see people out and about. You see people walking up and down 9 Mile, and thankfully we're so close and we're right in the mix that people can just kind of wander inside the library, and who knows what they'll encounter. Maybe they'll encounter someone dressed up in a Grease-inspired costume doing poses for a sketch workshop. Maybe they'll encounter a concert or what have you. So the Ferndale Arts and Cultural Commission. I've lived in Ferndale for basically my entire life, and I remember just eventually seeing some art out in the city on the sides of buildings. And I was like, well, how did that get there? And it was the Ferndale Arts and Cultural Commission. Basically, they commission pieces to go on the sides of buildings. That's a very simplistic way to put it, Mercedes.
No, it's true. I mean, this is how we're getting out there.
Yeah.
And we're trying to, we're going through a rebranding. So we had a list called the Art Census, so a list of artists who might be interested in more opportunities. Yeah,
which is really, folks, spoiler alert, the main reason you're here today, because that's the very most exciting thing of the summer, possibly for you guys.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about the Art Census and what it's
So we're
becoming.
rebranding into the Ferndale Collective.
Yeah.
So we hope to utilize this list more and expand it and create more opportunities, not only for the artists, but also art lovers,
Yeah.
and kind of hear their voice and what they're interested in, to see whether that be the mural project that we just kind of finalized. And there's 6 artists that were chosen to go all over Ferndale and create their pieces on businesses. So it's great.
And that's the whole gist of it. I was just about to say, well, tell us about the mural project, but that is the gist of it. Getting exposure for these artists, right?
Yeah, it started back in February, and I was honored to be on the selection committee as a representative of the Vision Committee and of FACC. And there was a ton of applicants to go through.
Oh, yeah.
But it was so great. It was the first year that we had this grant, and Summer's been working on it really hard. And finally, we were able to pick 6 artists, and there also businesses were able to apply as well. Like, hey, we'd love, a piece of art on this side of our wall. So finally just got posted on the Ferndale website, and we're just going to move forward and get those contracts signed and see what happens.
I haven't actually checked yet, so I don't know for sure where these murals are going. Again, I know it's not a visual medium, but do you know some of the locations? Is it down Nymau?
Some of them.
Okay.
Yeah. What is that store? The Natural Patch is one of them.
The Natural Food Patch, which I would love to say on mic, I refer to casually as Carrots A Go-Go.
Yeah.
Trying to get that to catch.
I saw them. They're out there when there was the backyard art fair, and they were great.
And
they
they
had some nice samples.
Staff member in a carrot suit.
Oh, yep.
Carrots A Go-Go.
Yeah. So. He gave me a sample of this bubbly drink. It was really yummy.
Love it.
But so that's happening. And then really the rebranding. We want to just have more events, have more networking opportunities, and utilize this list. I feel like before it was really just a list. Maybe we sent some updates and things like that. We want to have more of a newsletter, more of an artist spotlight, even do some like networking events. I know something we've been working on, maybe the art swap is a good opportunity if you wanted to speak to that.
Oh, yeah. So the library has its own sort of set of art programming. We host art exhibitions throughout the year, but we're doing something a little different this year. It starts with cookies. We were doing cookie swaps because we were really into baking at this library, and we had a cookbook club and everything.
Oh, great.
And we thought, well, these cookie swaps were so successful, maybe we could try something else. And we had heard of other libraries and other organizations trying art swaps. And what we're trying to do is saying, well, if you own a work of art and it's maybe been gathering dust in your basement, you haven't had it up in a while, your decorating plan has not allowed space for this piece. I mean, my parents are like this too. They have like 7 pieces up in their attic, and they just don't have them on display anymore, and they're literally just sitting there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the case with you. You could bring it to the library and swap it out. Maybe you need inspiration. Maybe you want to find another piece of art. You could trade it, literally. But built into that too is supplies. We're leaving it open to all things art. So if you have old, I don't know, if you have an easel, or if you have old paintbrushes, or if you have an old palette, or what have you, just not paint. There's details on our website actually right now. You can go through all of that, and you can sign up now, and I'll link to it in the show notes. And so we have that happening on July 29th. That's a Saturday, a big old art swap party. But we also have an art exhibition that same week, an opening reception for Sama Qatar, which is an amazing artist. So it's a busy week, last week of July, and we want the Ferndale Collective there hanging out.
We'll be there.
Kind of tabling at the event. You can like meet and greet, and folks can get to know more about you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of artists there, I'm sure, and art lovers, and it'll be great. I think it's an awesome idea. Like you said, not just artwork, but also art materials. I mean, you never know what someone's looking for.
Oh, yeah.
A sculptor looking for a piece of this kind of wood. I mean, a lot of opportunities.
It's a networking situation too. Yeah, you're going to meet other artists, not just, well, hopefully you're talking to people and you're not just grabbing things.
Just grabbing, right. I wouldn't think, But.
Ferndale Collective, maybe talk a little bit more. I'm sure you guys chatted about it in your meetings over the last few months about just the inspiration behind the rebranding. It seems kind of obvious to me. Art census just kind of sounds cold and municipal. Collective sounds more open and welcoming and engaging, right?
Right, absolutely. You said it. As we have these projects happening through the city and through DDA, we're like, how can we get the artists more involved? Because, we send out these applications and we do these outreach opportunities, but really to have this central place where they can go and they can rely on, even just with updates and opportunities. So it's something we've been talking about for a while. I think even before I came on, and we're finally getting there. And I think the city is going through their own rebranding of their city website in the summer. So we're going to put our form on that when that publishes through the city.
Oh my gosh.
So artists will be able to just go on and fill out a little Google form with their information, and we'll also have a maybe public facing survey.
Okay.
But we want to hear from art lovers about what they kind of look for and how they want to be involved and what they want to see throughout the city.
That is so important. I think there are, never would I ever speak ill of other libraries or other institutions or organizations or businesses who like to hang art, but I don't think there are enough opportunities or efforts made, I sound like a critic, to actually get the artist engaged. It's kind of like, drop your work off and we'll hang it or we'll put it on display. Thanks, and come back in a month and get it. But, just I'll say here at the library, we like to have events with the artist. We like to have Q&A with the artist, a reception, an opening reception. We work on social media. We want to promote them. We want to make them feel involved. We want to make them feel like this is
part of the process.
Yeah. Not just like, hey, you want to put your work up? Great. Put it over there.
Because a lot of it's like that. My mom's an artist. She's been an artist her whole life. She's recently retired from Oakland University in art and art history. And it is like that. You can just kind of drop off and you pick up and maybe your family can come to like the opening reception. But throughout that whole process, it's, there's a gap there, I feel like. And I feel like the library here is filling that gap.
Well, and the Arts and Cultural Commission, too, I think that the tacit gesture is saying, we care about you, artist. You matter. Your work matters. And I mean, and especially if you're with your mom too, artists or even musicians, or if you're in theater too, the craft just does not get the appreciation that it really deserves. Doesn't. And some people don't even think that art is even a real job, and it just does not get the love and spotlight and respect that it gets.
It's come a long way, but we have a long way to go. So it's nice to have people, and this city just feels very welcoming to that. And where I was from before, it wasn't like, it was the library was just, you go there, you kind of do your assignments and you come out. And this is much more engaging, which I appreciate. If
you are at a coffee shop or at a party or stopping on the street and someone's like, well, Ferndale Arts and Cultural Commission, what is that? How do you even describe it? Have you had to answer that question? What do you do? What do you do over there?
We are a group of...
What's the MO?
Artists and art lovers who strive to engage the arts and promote what we can and use our resources for the community.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
I feel like it's something similar when we have an art show or we have musicians come in and play. We're very, very aware that we're just a public building and people might be coming and going. And we like to think of it as this opportunity where we can have the community encounter art. Maybe you walked in and you had something else to do here today. Look at that on the wall. Look at that art. There's a musician randomly playing in the library. It's not so random. How about that? I just came in to fax something, but look at that.
Yeah.
And you're encountering the local art scene. Or you could be perhaps on your way to go shop at Carrots A Go-Go, and you might encounter a mural. What's been your favorite part about being involved in it, though? Or what's been really...
Meeting people who share the same passions. It's been great.
Yeah.
And I've learning so much about their roles, a lot of different backgrounds. I know one of them's in theater, one of them's in graphic design, and we all just kind of brainstorm and use our skills to work on art and promoting the art. So it's been great.
That's great.
Yeah.
when I'm working on art exhibitions here, just coordinating them, I will occasionally randomly get asked the question, "Are you also an artist, Jeff?" And I immediately say, "Oh, my word, no. My word, no."
I say the same. So.
Okay, I was going to get you ready for the question.
I wish I had my mom's talent
You're just
passed on to me, but
you're
no.
just a lover of the arts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why I grew up. That's why I wanted so much to be a part of this when I did move here, because I grew up in such a creative environment. And I didn't feel that where I lived before and through college and everything. It just wasn't, it's tough. And so now I finally feel like, okay, I'm in my element because I'm such an art lover. I mean, you walk into my parents' house and it's filled of art, whether it's estate sale or wherever they find at auctions.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I grew up. And so it's nice walking in a city and seeing that outdoors, indoors, and libraries.
Yeah.
It's great.
Can you reveal, this podcast will premiere on, I believe, if I have my facts straight, July 8th. That's when listeners are hearing this. Is there anything else you maybe could reveal to us about the mural project as far as maybe some of the artists that you've picked? It's okay if you can say no.
A lot of my top ones got chosen.
Oh, great.
So it's great.
That's great.
More abstract, I will say. And it's all a part of the theme You Belong Here.
Great.
So the natural patch will have, like, I think a fern or something, you know, all kind of incorporated with each business. Great backgrounds, very diverse artists, whether they've had, you know, professional art experience, which I never really got that term, or someone who just, they love art and they have that natural gift, which I fully believe some people can just wake up and have that gift. And I totally admire it. Yeah. But yeah, it's a great diverse group of artists. There's only, I think, going to be just a few chosen per year, but we were able to pick 6.
Okay, great.
And so next year, we're going to have the same opportunity, and it's going to be announced November of this year. Okay. The whole timeline and application process. So that's great. Yeah, it's great. And then you say July 8th. Yeah. So July 9th is when we are kicking off our 9 on 9 series. So I might mention that.
Please do, because we've been talking about visual art this entire time. And you're talking about music now. Tell us all about it.
That's been fun to work on. We've had, I think 83 applicants this year. And it was like 30-something last year, so huge jump. Incredible. I'm just so glad that we have so many interested musician groups wanting to be part of this. It's in Schiffer Park on Sundays. It goes to 4 to 5. Perfect. And till September 3rd. So that's a huge diverse of artists too. We're just finalizing the schedule, and all that will be posted on all social medias through downtown. But yeah, we was part of that selection committee as well. So it's so fun to go through those applications and pull up their YouTube and just jam along. So I'm excited to see it live.
Is it a mix of like singer-songwriters and bands and what have you? All kinds of genres?
We have some jazz in there, some funk rock. We have a cabaret group. I mean, it's awesome. I'm excited. We try to be diverse. And hopefully, I think we have a beatboxer coming. Cool. So, yeah, we're just finalizing the schedule and hoping that all goes through. And, yeah.
Isn't it amazing? I think people would be so surprised to discover just how many artists are within a stone's throw of their own house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Down the street from them, maybe.
It's incredible. I love being part of it.
I know.
Yeah, we have that pot coming off, and encourage you to come. And
that's really cool. It's in Schiffer Park. It's right there on Planovan and 9 Mile. And it's, at a time of the day when you can, get a little out. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And kick your feet up, hang out.
Go get a bite to eat, go get a drink at the corner right across. Right. I mean, it's fun hangout. We've had young kids come just dancing around. I know the FACC had some chalk there. So people are just having fun and just jamming to the music. So we hope it'll be the same fun time.
I have been to some because it definitely happened last year. And I don't know when it started or how long it's been, but it definitely was happening last year. And I remember, like, even if there's like a huge turnout, which of course we hope for everyone there is, you can be like across the street and still hear the music. You can be on the corner. It's like, Schiffer Park isn't huge, but like you can just hang out.
Made it work. Yeah.
Exactly. But you're going to hear the music kind of wherever you stand, which is kind of a
Right.
fun, beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
I remember the police were there and they were jamming along. So everyone's having a fun time. And it's right kind of facing the apartment building. And I saw some people up on their apartments looking out, enjoying the music too. So
nice.
Yeah.
And then I guess just a little bit more about the Ferndale Collective. So if I'm an artist, I can like sign up and give you my info and you're going to just kind of keep me in the loop about things. Is that kind of how that works?
Yeah. So when the city comes out with their new website is when we're going to make a little page for the Ferndale Arts and Cultural Commission.
Sweet.
And with that, we'll have information on the collective, how to join. Right now, it's a Google form. And if you reach out to us, we can send you the link. We hope to make it more inclusive, accessible for when the city site comes out.
Sure.
So that's still a work in progress. I know it takes a lot with, building a whole website, but we'll be on there and then people can go on and put their name down.
And it's all about opportunity. You're keeping them in the loop. Artists are always looking for more opportunities for anything.
Right. Even eventually we hope to do maybe like our exhibition and have like guest jurors come and from academia spaces and art galleries.
Sure.
So a lot of hopes and dreams that I think hopefully will come true.
A lot of visions.
Yes, absolutely.
Vision committees.
Yeah. And then in the fall, I think the vision committee is working on an art walk. So either a self-guided or guided tour, and we'll have like some galleries and some businesses open late, and we're going to do some. So that's in the works too.
Well, keep us posted.
Yeah, absolutely.
May or may not, the library could be involved in that. So we'll have a show in September. We always have shows. We always have art on display. You could also, this is an on-air meeting. There's art in our courtyard. We actually have a piece. It's a tile.
Oh.
It's a tile piece.
Okay.
And you could just walk into the courtyard any old time you want and see it. So
that's
that's there. Actually, we have another piece. I'm going to have info in the show notes that we sort of inherited. It's a utilitarian piece. It's a piece that you can actually use as a bench, but it is a work of art. It's right.
Cool.
It's right in front of our front door, actually.
Awesome.
So please stop by the library and see those two pieces.
Oh, is that the one that was inherited?
Yeah.
From
the DDA.
It started with Cranbrook.
With Cranbrook. They had it downtown in front of Affirmations. Now it has a new home in front of our library.
Great home.
Yep.
Awesome.
Is there anything else coming up that you wanted to talk about or that we haven't mentioned yet?
Those are the main ones.
Yeah.
That's
so we got the Art Collective.
Yeah.
The Ferndale Collective.
Yeah.
9 on 9. Murals.
Stay tuned for the murals. Yep. And in the fall, we're looking at the art walk.
Yeah.
So we'll continue through the fall and then the holiday season. So yeah, it'll be fun. And I know you have the July show.
So we have a July show. Sam Qatar's going to be here. And we're also going to have tiny art on display that our patrons make.
Oh.
We passed out the tiny art craft kits. And as I speak, families and individuals are at home painting their little 5-inch by 5-inch canvases.
Oh, cool. I love
and then
that.
they bring them all back and we put them on display all throughout the year.
Okay.
Man.
Throughout the library?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Art. Art.
Can never get enough, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, so if people want to find out more about the Ferndale Arts and Cultural Commission, I know you guys are on social media.
Yes.
And
Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
We still have a little thing on the current city site that I think there's a contact email. But just as we move on to the new rebranding of the city site, the new one coming out in the summer, then we'll put on more information. But for right now, I'd say reach out via Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah. I imagine that'll all be in place by the end of July, maybe.
I'm hoping.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, absolutely. So feel free to reach out if you're interested. We'd love to have anyone in the community who's interested in the arts be part of this and be part of all this fun things happening in the summer and as it continues.
Yeah. Well, Mercedes Tradella, thanks for joining me on the
thanks for having
podcast.
me. It's been great.
Talking about all your visions
Yes.
from the Arts and Cultural Commission, the Ferndale Arts and Cultural Commission, FACC. We'll have links in the show notes to find out more information. And I think I'm so excited because you have so many amazing people working on that committee.
Yes.
And they have so many great ideas. And they're also just as committed
It's a
as you
team
are.
effort.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been to your meetings. There's just so much energy in the room, and it's just great to see. And I'm excited that, I would call this a partnership. The library's in a partnership with you.
Yeah.
You're hearing this in time, folks, to mark your calendars for July 27th or July 29th if you want to come by the library to actually see members of the Ferndale Arts and Cultural Commission. Mercedes will probably be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Come hang out. Come enjoy.
Yeah, and come meet some artists. Come support some artists. Come swap some art. It'll be a great time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks so much for listening to this latest episode of A Little Too Quiet. It's the Ferndale Library Podcast, and it's brought to you by the Friends of the Ferndale Library. John Duffy is the artist who gives us music to open and close each episode. If you'd like to find out more or support this podcast, visit ferndalefriends.org. But you could also rate, review, and subscribe, or just leave a positive review. It would help us find more listeners. And we'll be back next week with more. Thanks for listening.